Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope you are all well and safe and having a great day. I've been playing around with repeat patterns today. I wanted to paint a tree of life, and I started doing these few leaves and I thought, this is going to take me forever. What if I create a repeat pattern for it? So that's exactly what I've done. Is the result. I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. This is one of two videos because first of all, I'm going to show you how to make the repeat pattern, how to turn that into a brush, and then the second video, I will produce a painting with that brush. So let's just show you how I went about it. So I'm going to show you how to make a repeat pattern in Krita, and then I'm going to show you how to use that pattern within a brush. So to create your repeat pattern, your image can be as big as you want, but because I want to use it in a brush, I don't want it to lag massively, so I've created a 600 pixels by 600 pixels canvas, 72 dots per inch, and then I'm going to create that. So there we are. That gives me a nice square to start creating my pattern. And I'm going to go to the digital, I was going to say digital atelier, but they're not. They're made by the same designer that created Digital Atelier. These charcoal brushes, they're really good because I want, the reason I'm making this repeat pattern is I want to draw a tree of life, and I started it. I thought, oh, man, do I really want to draw all of these leaves? Because I wanted it to be quite detailed, and here we go. I'll start that again. I want it to be quite detailed, but I didn't want to have to go to all the trouble of drawing in some leaves. And I want it to look sort of like a charcoal drawing tree of life. So I'm using this pencil brush. I'm just wondering if I got it too big. I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'm just gonna resize the brush slightly. Not massive actually, as it is. Let's get down to, oh, I don't know, 10. Something like that. What does that look like? Oh, I could use, why am I not using the square brackets? Right, okay. There we go. That's more like it. So I'm just going to put some leaves in here, all different sizes. Just sort of a random. What I've got to make sure is I don't go over the edge of the canvas though. I don't want to go over the edge of the canvas. So I'm just going to draw these leaves in, and then I want to show you how we can make it a repeat pattern. And I have to say, this, I mean, I don't use Photoshop. Well, I used to years ago when I was in web design, but I haven't used it for many years, so I don't know if it's got this kind of feature in Photoshop. It probably has, really, I guess. But this has got the best design I've ever seen, or best method I've ever seen of creating a repeat pattern. It's just so easy. I think you're going to love it. And once you've seen how to do this, it will be making hundreds of repeat patterns. I also want to put the veins in the leaves, get them in. So this pattern can be as complex as you like. It can be as simple as you like. It doesn't have to be complex. I toyed with the idea of putting in lots of shading and stuff, and I thought, well, no, I'm going to do that when I come to do the drawing of my tree of life. That's going to be another video. I'm going to take you to the point of where I make the brush with this, and then in the next video I'm going to actually draw the tree of life. And the idea is I'm thinking of using it maybe for a t-shirt design. That's the plan, but we'll see how it goes. So what started off was an idea for drawing this tree. Took me down this path of creating repeat patterns. Right, how on earth, I think I've got enough on there now. How on earth am I going to make this a repeat pattern? Well, if I go to view, we have an option here that says wrap around mode. And if I tick this, boom, I've now got a repeat pattern. So all I've got to do is fill in these gaps around these leaves. So that's view, repeat pattern, wrap around mode, sorry. And I've actually found the W key to this, so I can just toggle in and out as much as I want. If you want to do that, you go to settings, configure Krita, keyboard shortcuts. Here we go. You can search for wrap, I guess. There we are. Click there and type your shortcut in, and I've got the W in there, so just type that and click OK, and away you go. So I've not messed it up. There we are. So that's how you do bind the W key to this wraparound mode. So I can keep drawing now, and if I draw this leaf here, see, it's appeared at the bottom and at the sides as well. So now I can just fill in all of my spaces with leaves. I can sort of put, I really should learn to hold this stylus a bit more careful. I probably hold it too close to the nib, really. There we go, they're filling in nice. Put one here. And I want this organic look, so I'm not worried about things being too tidy, immaculately neat or anything like that. See how easy it is, just put a line in. There we go. Another big leaf in there. If I zoom out, watch this. It just goes on and on and on. Now it still looks like we've got a grid pattern going there, but once we get these other holes filled in, it's going to look pretty good. Pretty good. I need a bit bigger drawing space, I think. I'm surprised this doesn't lag more. When you get to this stage, you're just looking for gaps. I made quite a nice gold leaf texture, and then realised that it wasn't going to work as a pattern or a texture, because it really relied on all the colours. So that was a massive failure. I could kind of get it to work with the stamp, but that's still a work in progress, to be honest. Now, I guess if I look at that, that's looking pretty good. Just trying to get rid of where it looks obviously obvious that we've got a repeat. I'm just wondering if I should put a bit of colouring in or shading in. Let's go for it. Let's create a new layer and choose maybe this. Oh, I'll tell you what, at this point I'm going to go for, I only need one layer on, don't I? Really? And I can just sort of shade these in quite quickly like that, and then take the eraser, this one, a bit smaller. Tidy up as I'm going. Yeah. Because that will this will save me a lot of time in the long run. Let's try this dog. Ooh. Quite nice. I don't know, is that going to be too? It's an experiment, in it. Let's do it. Let's just go with the flow. I could kind of take a blender, switch them out a little bit, maybe. This could turn into quite a complex design. Oh, that's a nice one. I'm just leaving around the edges, because again I want to do them with the wraparound mode on. Don't know if this is going to work. I've not tried this before, so this is a total experiment. It's going to be fun to see what we get. Right, I'm just going to put the wrap around on again, and then I can just, wherever get an odd edge, fill that in. It's pretty good. Take the eraser and then start tidying up. So I guess need a bit there, don't we? A charcoal just there. That's it. How much fun is this? But don't go away yet, because obviously I've got to show you how to make the brush. But you've got the idea. This is pretty much all you need to know to make the actual repeat pattern. It's very cool. I want some shading under the leaves. I'll have to put them in. Might create a new layer for that. Just look at that. Oh man. Right, let's create a new layer. Choose this. I've got the willow block grainy. I'm just going to sort of go in with some shadows. Like that leaf's underneath those two. It'll be shadowed a little bit. See what I'm doing there, and then I'll do that there. And you know, you could draw really neat around it, but I just find it easy to get the eraser and just tidy up. For me, that's a much quicker, natural way of doing it, I guess. Let's smoosh that out a bit. Keep working with these. Bit there, bit there. I have to say, I kind of need to clean it up as I'm going, because it starts to get a bit confusing. There. Lovely. I think that will probably do us. Press the W key, and there is my repeat pattern, which just repeats like that. How cool is that? Man, I'm going to save that off. We need to save this as a PNG. I've done a few leaves before. I've got a folder for textures. Let's go into that. Oh, I'm trying to save it. I need to export it. Here we go. I'll give it a name. I'm going to call it leaf repeat 4 because I've done a few of these before. There we go. Hang on, what have I done wrong there? Let's file, export. Didn't select PNG. It needs to be a PNG. Try again. Leaf repeat 4. Right, there we go. That's better. So I've now got that image saved. What we need to do now is close this down and then I'm going to open a new file and show you how to make a brush with this pattern. Right, I'm back. I've got a 4000 by 3000 pixel 72 dots per inch canvas to make this brush. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to showing all of the brush presets, because the brush I'm going to use as a starting point to making my textured brush is the airbrush, just the basic airbrush. So you select that and then we go into airbrush, into the brush tools, and I want to add a pattern. So the first thing I need to do, select pattern, go to texture and import. So see this little folder icon there, click on that and look for your image. I've got quite a lot here. Leaf repeat 4, there we go. So we can open that, back to the brush designer, scroll down and check the brush pattern. Notice we get lots of you need to put lots of pressure on. Well, you won't notice that because you can't see the pressure, but I'm going to put lots of pressure on to get an image. That doesn't look very good, does it? I hope I've not crashed and burned with this. Let's take the strength off and we go to the top and we choose opacity, and I'm going to disable opacity for now, and then I'm going to come back to brush tip, and we've got this mask, it says soft. I'm going to change that to default. That's a bit better. Okay, so I've got the default mask set on auto, 600 pixels, obviously because my brush size was 600, so that makes sense. I've got a little bit of softness on the edge, so if I come down here and draw it, you start to see, look at this, my leaves appearing by magic, but they're a little bit dense, aren't they? Let's go back in, back to pattern and options, and I want to set the contrast to 1. I want to set the brightness to 0 and the neutral point to 0.5. It's better. Ah, that's not cool. If I draw a repeat like that, it's repeating beautifully, but if I go over it, it creates another pattern over it and over it, and I don't want that. I want it to be just one pattern of leaves. Take off these random and horizontal offsets. I think that might do it. That's it. Awesome. Now, I'm just wondering if we go back into the brush one more time and I select opacity and disabled it. I'm going to re-enable it. And what do you think? Does mean you can get sort of darker areas. Notice when you change the size of the brush as well, it doesn't change your pattern size. It stays the same. You know what I don't like? Well, we've got to work with the opacity. Oh, I don't know. You can get some nice light leaves then, can't you, where the sun's catching it. Darker areas in shadows down here. So it gives it sort of a three-dimensional effect. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Now, what I need to do then is save the brush, because obviously we've got a nice repeat pattern brush for drawing leaves, which I'm going to use, as I said, to do this tree of life. One other thing I want to show you actually before I save it, if I go back to pattern, I can change the scale. I could say, let's just make it 1:1. What's a little bit less than 1:1? Let's make the brush bigger. You can see you get a bigger pattern. I don't know. What do you think? I'll probably keep it 1:1 for what I want to use it for. So that's it. Let's save this. So we go back into settings, save new brush preset. I don't want to overwrite the original airbrush. Save new brush preset. I'm going to call it Steve Elliott Art Leaf Repeat Charcoal, and then I can save that. And oh, I should have, before I saved it actually. Where's it gone? Yeah, that's the one. Save new brush preset. I should have changed the image there, so I can clear the thumbnail, just stamp it in once, and I wonder if it'll overwrite it. Appears to have done. Awesome. So there, I've now got this leaf brush with its very own thumbnail. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I've got lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget everybody, stay safe and stay sane and keep painting. Bye.